Hey guys, today we are making one of my favorite Disney snacks that I have just been craving lately, Gaston's giant cinnamon rolls. Even if you're not a Disney fan, you are going to love these. They are so soft, buttery, filled with tons of cinnamon and covered in ooey gooey cream cheese frosting and butterscotch drizzle. You can also make these regular sized for a shareable treat, and they are great for a weekend brunch. I used a recipe online that I will link below, and while they're absolutely delicious, I ended up making them twice because the first ones were a little too big. After reading some comments that had a similar experience, people said that you really need a special tall pan so that the cinnamon rolls don't collapse. So I cut the recipe in half and it worked much better. So without further ado, let's go get started. So in a large bowl, I am combining melted butter with some whole milk. And I will have all of the ingredients and amounts listed in my link. It's just that half of this recording is when I did the regular recipe and the other half is when I halved the recipe. So just bear with me here. But to the bowl of my stand mixer, I'm adding some flour and some active dry yeast, as well as sugar, salt, 2 large eggs, room temperature water, and then we're just going to add that milk and butter mixture. And we just want to use the paddle attachment and mix that until it comes together and forms a ball. And then I'm going to put my dough hook on, and we are going to add in. And then with the dough hook attachment on, we are going to add more flour until the dough comes away from the sides and forms a nice ball. And we just want to let that go for a couple of minutes. And here you can see what I mean about the dough pulling away from the sides of the bowl. It's almost like it cleans the bowl. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So then we want to place that in a greased bowl and let that rise for about an hour. And meanwhile, we are going to make the filling. So for the filling, I'm combining brown sugar, softened butter, and cinnamon. And we just want to cream that together. And then once the hour is up on our dough rising, we are going to roll it out into a rectangle. And you want it to be about a 1/4 inch thick. And then we are just going to spread the filling all over. And now here's one thing that tripped me up. Unlike regular cinnamon rolls, you want to start in the short end of the dough and roll it up that way, rather than rolling the long side up. And that's what you would do if you want to make regular sized cinnamon rolls. And if you do that, you should get about 12 out of this. So I'm rolling up the dough, and this is when I halved the recipe, so it was much shorter. And we just want to cut the dough in half and then trim off the ends. And then we're just going to place those in a baking sheet. Mine was about a 9 by 13. And then we're just going to drizzle some more melted butter on top of them and let them rise for an additional hour. That was another thing I noticed about the other recipe, is the rise time wasn't very long, and it just felt like the yeast didn't have a chance to really expand and grow to make them really nice and fluffy. So once the hour is up, they should look a little bit more puffy and larger. And what we want to do is bake them at 375 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then we are going to place aluminum foil on the pan and bake them an additional 10 minutes. Until they're nice and golden brown. And then while they are baking, we are going to make our cream cheese frosting and our butterscotch drizzle. So for the cream cheese frosting, I am just creaming together cream cheese and butter. And what I did was I put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to make it really softened and runny. In the recipe that I found, they do it on the stove. This just seemed like a quicker option for me. It looks a little gross, but bear with me. And then to that, we are going to add powdered sugar, vanilla extract, heavy cream, and salt. And you're going to get this nice drizzly icing. And now for our butterscotch caramel sauce. I have a small saucepan over medium-low heat. And to that, I am adding some butter and brown sugar. And we're just going to melt that together and bring it to a simmer. And then we are going to add in some vanilla extract, salt, and heavy cream. And we just want to bring that to a boil and cook it for about a minute or until it is nice and thickened. So then to serve our cinnamon rolls, we are just going to place them on a plate and drizzle them with the cream cheese frosting as much as you would like, and drizzle in the opposite direction with the butterscotch sauce. And there you have it, Gaston's giant cinnamon rolls. Just like the ones you can get at Magic Kingdom. This really satisfied my craving. They tasted just like it. They were so warm and gooey and just, made me so happy. And as I said before, the recipe that I used was actually from Ashley Craft, who has an amazing unofficial Disney recipes cookbook that I actually own. I didn't realize until I was looking back at this that it was her recipe. And as I said, it was amazing, so delicious. And when my first cinnamon rolls collapsed and I looked back at the other comments, I was like, okay, well, let's just try something different. If I had had a pan with higher walls on it, it probably would have worked perfectly. So absolutely nothing wrong with her recipe. It's awesome. But just some tips I found from trying it. Now, whether you've ever had these in the Disney parks or not, these are some of the best cinnamon rolls that I have ever had. And I have made many recipes before, so definitely give them a try, even if you just make them into a dozen smaller cinnamon rolls. It's so worth the work. They are just amazing and perfect for a fall breakfast or brunch. Thank you so much for watching to the end and coming along with me. And if you give them a try, let me know what you think and how they came out for you. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.